Hello and welcome. This is Adam from AVA Magnetic Levitation Australia, doing another Mad Micro RC Mods video. This was going to be the Ford Focus Coke Can Car Hot Wheels conversion video, but as you can probably see from the shots I'm letting you see now, my whole entire workshop is basically on one table and the floor around it right now. So, for this video, I have a viewer request, which was in the comments. Can you make a Coke can car that you can charge with a standard controller that you've modified to make go faster or better? So, this video, what I'm going to do is get this European styled station wagon Coke can car, which I got from RC Garage. They sell this model. The sports car ones are better, they sell them, but they do sell this one as well. And the advantage is you've got all this extra space at the top to put lots of stuff, like more batteries. So, in this video what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a standard, these are standard batteries out of a Coke can car, generally a 1.2 volt NiCad, I think they are. Advantages to them over the lithium are that they can be charged with a standard controller, they can be run completely flat and recharged, and you can stack them. So I'm going to make this car from S1, it's got one in there, I'm going to put a second one in there in series, so it should raise the voltage from 1.2 volts to 2.4 volts, making the car a lot faster, and still charge with a standard controller. The only downside, if you go for say 3 of them, I don't know, the weight may become an issue, and that's why the lithium is such an advantage for the voltage you get back. There's 4.1 volts for, I don't know, less weight than one of these, so if you start putting 2 or 3 in there, your one lithium will still provide the same voltage but at a fraction of the weight. So anyway, I'll just got to clear a quick space, grab a couple of things and get started. I will be showing the mod on this one. Anyone can do it. Basically all you're doing is putting one of these batteries in series with the battery that's already in there. Oh yeah, you might need a voltmeter to help you out as well. So, let's get started. Okay, let's get started. Now, these Coke can cars, being of the smaller scale, have 2 screws instead of 1. A larger scale clips in at the front here and only has 1 screw at the back. Just be aware of that. Just going to quickly pull it apart now and expose what we need. I'll just pull the lid off. Okay. Now, this is the part that we're after. This is battery here. Okay, the first thing you want to do is tease the 2 red wires up a little bit and move anything else out of the way that you may destroy with the soldering iron, and then desolder the 2 red wires connected to the battery on the car. Try and keep them together if you can, but if you can't, just twist them back together and hit them with the soldering iron, and that's good enough. Now the battery are harvested to connect up will have 2 red wires on it, which you'll remove, and it'll have a black and a green wire, or a black and a yellow wire. Just remove the yellow or green wire, so you end up with this, a battery with an open loop on one end, which is where the 2 red wires were, so you reconnect back to those, and a black wire, which you basically reconnect to the other battery in a second. So you try and get the 2 wires through if you can, makes it easy, and soldering with this one, very simple. You just heat up the tab or the wiring tab, add some solder, it does itself. Now, I meant to mention when you're doing these mods, it's always good to get some blue tack and stick the car down to a table or to a block of plastic or wood, as I normally do. My workshop's a mess, I couldn't find the blue tack. So just solder the black wire back down, and that's the electronics done. It's that quick, that simple, and that easy. So that's it. I'll quickly show a wiring diagram of this now, and in the wiring diagram it shows basically it's a series connection with batteries. The battery caps will actually show you how not to get it wrong. That's how the car starts out, so you're basically just doing that. So, you know, butting the batteries together as you would inside an electronic toy or anything else. Now, charging, or an attempt at charging. I did this charging with a standard controller.
it wouldn't pull the volts that it should have, and I suspected that it probably didn't have all the amps in there either. So I decided to insulate the battery because I had a good connection and the two batteries were working together well, and then try and fit the body on. So best to insulate a little bit for safety. Keep in mind these are low voltage systems, so you're not likely to have a fire or anything like that happen. You just flatten the battery with a short. So yeah, and then the easy part, just get the body to fit over the top, because these European station wagons have so much room in the back. You can fit so much in them except for an extra battery. So out came the hobby knife, and it turns out that there's a panel in the back here which is perfect to do a sort of a Mad Max fuel cell poking out the back style build. Very simple, and just jam the battery through the hole. The main disadvantage with having a battery like that sitting up in a car is probably weight. It's a little bit high and probably going to offset the center of gravity somewhat. But that's it, it fits. And oh yeah, the gearbox in this one's a little bit noisy. Don't do this to your cocaine car. I did. And yeah, so just put it back together and ready for a test. If only I could work this fast. I'd get a job in China building them. So anyway, this is the test. All went pretty good. Car was really fast off the line, and the weight and stuff in the rear, because the weight's offset, makes it a bit taily, so it sort of has a little bit of a drifty thing going at times, which I was surprised at. There's a bit of a slow motion shot of that. And the power seemed pretty good. The gearbox being a bit bashed, probably slowing it down just a fraction, but barely noticeable. Loud, yes. But there was a problem.
Okay, this video has turned out, or this build, to be a win and a fail of sorts. The car is S2 and it works really well. The only problem is I've missed the mark as far as being able to charge it with a standard controller, because when you put two cells in, standard controller for these cars has a safety in it or whatever, so that it charges up to a set voltage of say 1.3, 1.4 volts, and then it cuts out. So having two cells in there, you're hoping to get like about 2.7 volts in there, and you'll never ever get that with a standard controller, because you need to have almost twice the voltage of the battery that you're trying to charge. Otherwise, in theory, they just balance each other out and you don't really get any good charge in there to run the car. So having to use a 9-volt battery to charge it, it's just a quick and easy way. I've got an old controller, I just rip the charging lead out and just hold it on a battery for about a minute and a half, take it away, and we check our charge. Yep, 2.8, so that's perfect. So I'll show the car now running as it is, two cells, quite exciting, and yes, to be continued. I do have another planned project which I'm basically going to start the second I finish this video, and show you how to get a stock standard cocaine car, part 2, charged on a standard controller, but enhance it with one minor modification that anyone can do. Hopefully get a result this time.
Okay, this is the stock footage of the car after I finished building it. I did a little bit of testing, and then I did some more testing. It turned out to be quite a bit of fun to drive, maybe because the weight is on the back. If it didn't roll over, it sort of handled really well. Initially it was a little bit too grippy, but I always find with these cars there's almost like a running injury with them, where they start to handle just a little bit better and roll over a little bit less after you've sort of run them in, I suppose, the tyres in or whatever. So the car's fast. It's much faster than stock standard. You can charge it with a standard controller, but you'll have a drive time of about 30 to 40 seconds. With a proper charge in it, I found that the car went for about probably 7 or 8 minutes. Pretty much the same drive time you'd get out of a stock car, 7, 8 minutes depending on what you're doing with it, but with a lot more power. So yeah, definitely worth the effort. one of the easiest mods I've ever done, and a great deal of fun doing it. Okay, just quickly before we run out of time, please share, subscribe, spread, ask any questions in the comments. I try to answer them all, and I also try to keep up with the request builds, which I'm desperately trying to do now. Also, the next video will be the 2,500 subscriber competition video. I'll be giving away a micro RC Cocan car that you can charge with a standard controller that does go faster than stock. It won't be this one, it'll be a better build than this, and there'll be a video for it also, showing you how you can do it yourself if you don't win. Proof that the car went a little bit faster. Yeah, here's a little bit of drag racing. Hope to see you next time. This is Adam out.